So our next story is about this individual who worked for Fox News and was one of the people responsible for calling election results in certain states. So he was one of the people who sat around the election desk and decided if Arizona, under Fox News' analysis, had gone, could be called for Biden in the 2020 election. And they made that decision and they called Arizona for Biden. And if you remember, you kind of have to go back into your memory on this one. That caused a massive outcry among MAGA people, right? And they freaked out and Fox News is horrible. They called it for Arizona and they shouldn't have, and crazy stuff. Well, that call was correct. Arizona did go for Biden, and obviously they don't accept that. But this individual went on CNN to discuss a little bit about this, which I found interesting.
Chris Darwalt says that decision ultimately cost him his job. And in a new book, he's accusing Fox News.
And of course, he was fired from Fox News after that.
Of inciting, quote, black helicopter level paranoia and hatred. He is the author of a new book, Broken News, Why the Media Rage Machines Divides America and How to Fight Back. And he joins me now. Chris, it's good to see you. And we coordinated our outfit, so I appreciate the vibe right now. Thank you so much. Speaking of that, we remember your testimony in front of the January 6th committee. And one of the things that Fox News has had to say about it is they don't believe that was the reason you were let go at all, or your end of your job. What do you say to their statements?
Well, I never said that's why they fired me. A lot of people said that's why they fired me. I don't care. They don't owe me a job. Fox News doesn't owe me a job. That's okay. I had a great time at the network. I'm proud of all the work I did. I'm proud of the work that I did with other people. The news division of Fox was great when I was there. I worked with and for and around great people. So that was all fine. They fired me. It's their network. That's okay. But I do know that the viewers of Fox News were incredibly angry. I didn't make that call. I was part of a decision desk team that made a call.
To call Arizona.
To call Arizona. But I did have to go. I got to go on air to defend the call and explain the call. And lordy day, did people get very angry about that. I had one U.S. senator call for my firing and say that we were engaged in a cover-up. And I thought, are there ballots under the table that I haven't looked?
It's so fascinating. So one of the reasons I wanted to show that is first just, on a surface level, kind of interesting hearing from the guy who likely got fired. He's not going to say necessarily that's why, but okay. A bunch of people freak out that you call the state for Biden, and Trump gets really angry at Fox News, and he's the guy who is partly responsible for that, and then you get let go. It's probably related, but that's interesting on its face. The second reason is it's just this profound example of how so many on the right have strayed so away from wanting to be in touch with reality that even someone saying reality to their face is enraging and makes that person a terrible person. It's so weird. Like in his example, they use kind of like mathematical processes to understand if there's any statistical chance that the other opponent, based on how much the current leader within the amount of votes that have come in, could catch up, right? So it's like if Biden has 49%, that doesn't make sense. If Biden has 52% of the vote in a particular state and Trump has 48, then is there any chance that Trump, based on how much of the vote is outstanding, could come back and pass him up once all the votes are counted? And so they go, no, there's no chance in this case. Let's call it for the one who's in the lead. So every single election, that's always the case. And it's a great way for voters to understand what's happening before every tiny little vote was counted, right? Because way before that, you can know who's going to end up winning. And so that's what they do on the networks. And so it's crazy to think about how people literally got mad at him, a senator calling for his firing, Donald Trump, super angry at Fox News, based on them just doing what they've always done, which is look at how many votes do we have in, what percentage of the vote does each candidate have, how much is outstanding, could this person come back, and then if not, let's call it for one of them. And that enrages all of those people. They're not saying, hey, we're happy this person won, or, Trump's a loser, nothing. It's just reporting information and making the prediction they always make based on the facts that they have. And that enrages Trump supporters. And it did. And that's kind of what he's speaking out about, how there's so much paranoia and hatred, as he says, being stoked by networks like Fox News and also left-wing networks as well, because it helps their ratings and it doesn't help the country. Now, there are some legitimate things to be paranoid about and things to be hateful over, but the level that we're seeing and the amount of demonization and going both directions, but definitely a sizable portion coming from the right, and the violent rhetoric that is being spread is serious and it matters. And so I'm happy he's speaking out about that. Crazy times.